I am Linda Deir, and this
is Ray Holly, the man behind the curtain, the sound man, the light man, the video man.
The man.
The man, well, and I have two new things to add to my resume.
What are they, Ray?
I was your physical therapist, man, this week.
He was?
And Arizona lottery winner.
Really? We won the lottery?
$5 on a scratch-off. But it looks good on my resume. Arizona lottery winner.
Yeah, okay, So, Ray, we know what you did, but do you know why you won that $5?
Because I broke down and bought some tickets.
That's what we're going to be talking about tonight, by the way.
I'm rolling it, too. I let it ride. I'm trying to make $10.
He's a gambler, isn't he? Okay, you guys, tonight we're going to be talking about, it's not about what is going on in your life. It's why. Using My Guided Journey, the companion journal to Guided, your spirit guides and I will help you uncover the elusive why, your elusive why. And we have a guest coming in tonight. And you let us know if she shows up, Ray, because we want to start with her. She's sitting there waiting for us. I'm not going to say her name, just in case she can't make it, but
we're trouble getting into your side here. There you are.
All right. And Ray put the description in the video, either above or to the right, depending on what view you're looking at it.
I did.
Okay. So regarding tonight's session, feel free to ask your question around tonight's theme. It's not about what, but why you do what you do. Okay?
Our special guest has arrived.
Great.
Hi, Kimberly.
Kimberly. Great, Kimberly. So, Kimberly, we know that you have a burning question around this about it's not what you do, but why. And using our book, the journal, My Guided Journey, we're going to use this as a guideline to take you on that journey. So as soon as you have that question for us, we're going to go. So Ray, what do we have? And before Kimberly starts with her question, she's working on it.
Yeah, she is. Well, I gave a lot of thought to all the things I've done in my life, and
all the what's you've done.
All the different jobs I've done in my life.
Yeah.
All the different little careers I've had.
It makes Ray think about it. It makes him look into these questions that we have. All right.
But I never really asked myself why.
Isn't that interesting?
I never asked myself why did I do it. It kind of just showed up. You know what I mean?
Not really.
I didn't go. Well, no, not looking back. Everything was guidance. Everything was presented to me in an order that made sense, at a timing that made sense. It was always like a step up, which made sense, but I wasn't out looking.
Well, that's okay. So when you're not out looking and then an opportunity shows up on your path that you weren't even thinking about looking for, and it's a great opportunity, that is definitely guidance taking you that way. So whatever that is, the what, okay, whatever that is, the why starts to show up as it's like a daisy chain. You take this action, you go that way, and then it leads you to this one, and you go that way, and it leads you to this one. It goes, and it's guidance that takes you there. You're not necessarily saying, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to go get it.
Right.
That's not what you did.
And they all had different whys. Like when I moved from Toledo, doing a job in Toledo, got an offer to go to San Diego to do the same job. It wasn't any more money, so it wasn't more money, even though it was more expensive to live in San Diego.
Right.
But it was the weather. That was the big why there.
That's why he moved from his childhood town to San Diego. It was because he couldn't stand another winter there in Ohio. Okay. And how did that why work out, Ray? How did it feel as good as you thought it would when you got to San Diego?
It was better. I mean, I lived 30 years in horrible weather couldn't stand it.
So when that why is your motivator, you know why you did it. It's not what you did, like his job, that was what he did, but why he did it, then that's what we came here to experience, is that fantastic why, okay? That fantastic.
Well, then 8 years later, I was still in San Diego, and I got a job offer in Chicago. Back to the horrible weather. So
why, Ray?
What was the money? That was all about the money.
Okay, that's interesting. So it wasn't about the weather now, it was about the money. Now, he just had a kid at that point.
Right.
So his motivation to support his family was heightened. And that motivation made sense at the time, right?
It did.
Yeah.
I could never imagine myself, 8 years earlier, moving back to that
terrible weather.
Terrible weather.
Worse than Ohio.
Worse than Ohio, right on the lake there, But that only lasted 3 years.
So what does Kimberly have? Did she have a chance to say what she wants to ask us?
She thought a couple things. First one is, why was she born a white American? And it was kind of, I think, tongue-in-cheek there.
Yeah. Come on, Kimberly.
This one is also, why do I feel that the law of attraction doesn't work, yet I want it to work so badly?
Okay. She wants it to work so badly. Okay, I have a question for you, Kimberly, and we're going to wait for your answer. Why? Why do you want the law of attraction to work for you so badly?
Yeah, what is it that you want?
Well, now you asked a different question.
Well, yeah.
Which one are we going to ask her?
The first one.
Okay, let's let this one go, and let's see what her why is.
Law of attraction.
By the way, you're not alone in that. A lot of people would really like the law of attraction to work for them, okay? And Ray's keeping an eye on the feed, looking for your answer, Kimberly. And here it is.
So she can have all the things in my life that she wants.
Okay, now we went back to the want. Okay, why you want, let me make sure I say this exactly right. It's not what it is, it's not about what is going on in your life, but why. Okay, so it moved from why to want. All right, so that's like taking and saying, I want whatever that is, because I just want to skip over the part where I need to understand really why, okay? Really why. I just want it. It just would make my life so much easier. Right now, soon. Okay, so let's let her guides talk to her about this one, Ray.
Okay.
So read that back.
Law of attraction.
Yeah.
Oops. She wants to... Why do I feel that the law of attraction doesn't work, yet I want it to work so badly so I can have all the things in my life that I want? I want money and lots of it.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, that's what she's on a roll there with her wants.
This is good, Kimberly. I like how you stepped up, and a lot of people feel like this. So let's let the guides talk to you, and here they go.
Kimberly, you are not alone in thinking, why doesn't the law of attraction work? I really want it to work. I think about everything I want every day, but it hasn't shown up. The law of attraction is really misnamed. You just can't think about something and expect it to show up in your bank account or your driveway or you get a new house. The fact that you said you believe in it because you want all kinds of things. This is a vibration level of wanting or admitting you lack something. As long as you are vibrating at a level of lack, the only thing you will attract is more lack.
You know what it comes down to? It comes down to gratitude. You got to go, wow. The absolute opposite of wanting stuff and lack is gratitude for what you already have and who you already are.
That's good.
Does she have anything else there, Ray?
Well, let's see, Kathy Carnahan's here.
And I want to say to you, Kimberly, when we talk about these things, okay, I'm going to take you to part 3 of my guided journey. Part 3 is the part that's the my journal writing part. And you want to go in here and you want to start writing down what this thing is about what you want. You still want it. I mean, even after tonight, you're not going to be convinced that you don't want it. So you've got to write in here where it says write it down, write it here, write down what you want. Okay, it doesn't mean if it's right or wrong, good or bad. It doesn't, who cares about all that? Just write it in there. And then once you write it down, it asks you about how it felt. How did it feel? Writing all this down, all the wants that you have, how did it feel when you actually wrote it down? It's a whole different vibration when you write it down.
Okay.
When you let me finish this. And then you're going to realize from after you write down what it felt like, you're going to know what you realized from that. Right? Nobody's going to know that except for you. Write that down, and then you can see the action that you can take, that you will take. And maybe it is just a matter of, you know, you need to have more gratitude. Once you have more gratitude, I want to say this, you will not be coming from lack, you will be coming from abundance, from, you know, you've got everything, and thank you, I've got everything. I wake up every day and I am so grateful for what I have. And you really mean it. You feel it. You are grateful. And you're so happy that you're healthy and you get another day to express yourself in this world. And you have gratitude. You appreciate what you have. You attract that to you, okay? That's powerful, okay?
All right. So she says she is grateful for all that she has every day. But
I believe
now
that.
she's getting on track here. She's asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Why haven't I become a more professional artist? I guess she means professional / successful artist.
Commercial.
Right.
A paid artist.
Right. Why haven't I become a more professional artist? And so do I need to be grateful for all things no matter what?
Okay, let's let the guides talk to her about that. I love these guides. Here they go.
If you aren't grateful for the things you have, how can we send you more? You have to appreciate every detail of the things you have, the things you love. And why haven't you become a more professional or successful artist? We have a question for you. Why did you become an artist?
We're waiting for your answer on that, Kimberly. And what did they say again, Ray? What did they just
Why did you become an artist?
Why did you become an artist? Clean and simple. Why?
Yeah, it's always in a setting. I always think of the setting of like a cocktail party. You meet people you never met before at a cocktail party, you know? And Kimberly, you're at the cocktail party and somebody walks up to you and they say, well, what do you do, Kimberly? And you say, well, I'm an artist.
What do you do?
Right. What do you do at that point?
Okay. They don't care about the why. They just want to know, what do you do? Okay.
Right.
Remember, that's what we're doing today. It's not about what you do, but why you do it. Okay, go ahead, Ray, and keep going with that, Dave.
Yeah, when people ask you what you do, especially people you don't know or you met for the first time, they're normally sizing you up.
Okay, but here's the point. I just want to say this. When somebody asks, when Ray just said that really well, what do you do? Here's the two words you want to think about when you answer that question, or if you're the one that asks somebody, what do you do? And they tell you, well, I do this, blah, blah, blah. And they just leave it sit there. They just tell you what they do, but they don't ever tell you because, or and, or why. Okay, they don't finish the thought. Well, there may not be a finish to the thought. It may be that this is all I do. This is what I do. There's no heart in it. There's no soul in it. There's no me in it. I do it because I get paid to do it, you know? So what else should I be looking for? You know, did I answer the question right? I mean, they start to think like that, right? Because it's the first time anybody took them all the way through it, okay? So it's that when you ask a question, what do you do? And they go blah, blah, blah. If they don't add in the because, the and, or the why, then you need to do it. You go, they finish what they're telling you, and then you go, because? And then they go, oh, well, because blah, blah, blah. Or, and, or why do you do that? And what's going to happen from doing this with other people? They will benefit by becoming more aware of not just what they do, but why they do it, okay? And you're going to become more heightened consciously about everything that you do. Okay, you're going to take it, and you're going to take that, what you do, okay, what you did today, what you did yesterday, what you do in your work, what you do, what you do, what you do. And you write it in here, and you're going to get in the habit of answering these own questions, these inquiries about how did it make you feel, what did you realize, and what action are you going to take. Now you've finished the thought, okay, and you got into the motivation as to why you do it. And by the way, when you do things from a place where it's your passion, it's your mission, it's your purpose, you have to do it, your soul needs you to do it, that type of thing. It's what you came here to do. When you follow that and you ask yourself why, it's going to be something that's most likely service to others in some way. It's going to be bigger than you are. Okay?
Okay. Kimberly has some great answers here.
Kimberly's great. She's getting this.
Okay. Kimberly says, so the question that the guys asked her was, why?
Right.
Did you become an artist?
What?
Why did you
right.
become? Okay.
Right.
And Kimberly says, I love the process of expressing myself in the art form. I love that I can make magic with the form of paint or drawing. And I'm the creator of life, the creator of expression. Oh, those are good.
I really like that, Kimberly. Okay, now that has soul. That feels good. That's something you'd be doing if it was your last day on the planet. You'd still be doing it because you love it so much it calls you. Okay, here they go.
Okay, Kimberly, then let's get back to the party. What do you do, Kimberly? And you say, I make magic with the art form of drawing and painting. I'm a creator that expresses her soul through art. And I love the process of expressing myself through it.
Okay, it's the one place, Kimberly, where you go just like this. You are transparent. You're all in, okay? You don't hold anything back. And as you work with your art, you continue to honor this part of you, what's going to come through you, okay? Because now that you're connected, when you do this and you honor yourself, you are now connected. You are one in that element. That's where your guides have a chance to play in the sandbox with you, and they do. And you'll have all these things that come up that you've never done before, and you'll just look at it and go, well, where did that come from? That is the coolest feeling. And it's taking you, it's connecting the dots, and it's moving you in a direction. And the most interesting part of it, it is the most fun, because you're following your guidance. You're not expecting anything. I don't want to put any words on it. You're not expecting anything. It's like you're just following your bliss. And whatever's supposed to be your highest, whatever the highest possibility is for you in this lifetime, you will meet it there. You will bump into it there. I'm not going to use the word find it there, because that's like going out and searching for it. You're not doing that. You're following your bliss. You're following that urge. That's the connection. That's the right place to be. And just let that take you where it's taking you. It will shift all kinds of stuff in your life. It will make you a healthier person, a happier person. You will want for nothing, okay, if you just trust it.
Yeah, this whole thing with the why is I'm fascinated by people don't answer with a why.
Nobody ever asked you that.
What do you do?
What do you do?
I'm a doctor.
You know what it's like? It's like taking we've taken those thin rocks, and there's a lake, okay? And you take that rock and you practice skipping it across the water, and that's what these conversations are like, or these relationships are like. They're real shallow. They just skip over the top, and then they sink. That's the end of it, okay? This is not what this is. This is not a shallow thing. And if we start behaving in a different way, even though everybody else comes in, what do you do, okay? It's okay to say, what do you do? But make them finish the sentence. And it's going to give you the guideline. It's going to give you the response in yourself, the consciousness, where you're going to always inquire within yourself about finishing the sentence. Not what I want. It's about, now, why do you want it?
Why did you do it in the first place?
Yeah, why would you want it, or why did you do it? Or, reflect on it, but always write it down. Part 3, My Guided Journey, my journal writing part of this journey. You want to keep track of what's going on in you, because that's where the shifts are going to happen. That's where the big leaps in consciousness are going to happen. By the way, that's what's going on in the world, you guys. And you're part of this leap in consciousness. So how do you really make sure you're on your game and you are there right in pace with where you should be and where you want to be, so you don't miss any of this? You write it down, okay? Be sure to do that.
Okay, so let's get back to the party. Kimberly's at the party.
The cocktail party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kimberly, what do you do? And she says, I make magic. Like the guy said, I make magic. I'm a creator.
Now they're going to ask about that.
Now they will.
Yes.
Okay, but suppose she said, I'm an artist. And they said, oh, well, what made you decide to be an artist? Well, really good artists make a lot of money. Is it okay to have that as your motivation to make a lot of money?
It absolutely is. If your why has to do, okay, let's take in a scenario, for example. Let's say somebody is a doctor.
That's a good example.
And this doctor makes a lot of money. Okay. Then you ask him, what do you do? Well, I'm a doctor. Well, why are you a doctor? because I make a lot of money. That is okay, you guys. That guy, then you ask him a little deeper. Why is it so important to you, the money? Then he says something like, or she says something like, well, I grew up in a really poverty-stricken childhood, and my father was an alcoholic, and my mother got sick, and we didn't have the wherewithal to save her. And so now you've got the thing to tie together. He couldn't save his mom. He loved his mom. And he became a doctor so he could have some power over this type of thing. And he didn't want to be like his father. And he didn't want to be poor. Okay, so there was probably some meaning in that in terms of his service to others and feeling that heart connection, that soul connection. But the money just freaked him out. And so that's why money's important. That is not a bad thing. Sometimes we come into this life to resolve some of that stuff. And that's just one of the earthly things going on here. There's no judgment in this, you guys.
The judgment comes in from the other people who ask you the question. What do you do? And the person says, oh, I'm a doctor. Oh, you must do really well. You must really make a lot of money. And then the doctor is caught off guard. He goes, no, I work in third world countries where they can't even afford clean water. I don't get paid hardly anything.
Now that's a doctor who, and it doesn't mean one's better than the other. It just means that one, for some reason, and then you take him down that road, you find out just why he was affected like that. What hurts him so bad about seeing this big inequity in the world where some people have it all and some people have nothing. All right, and they suffers for it. So maybe he was in another life. Maybe he experienced that suffering, and in his soul, he now has a way to
do something about it.
Yeah.
He could have been one of those people, eating dirt.
But you don't. Here's the reason I talk about the judgment part. If you have judgment about other people's answer to the why, or the and, or the because, okay, of what they do, then you will be a hostage to your own whys. Okay? You won't be totally honest with yourself, because sometimes what you need, what you feel that you really want, and why you want it, you want it because it's something you felt deprived of. You need a car. You always wanted this car, whatever it is. It's a material thing, but so what? If it's something that really, really you need to fill the hole in you that just keeps calling to you, then go get it. Fill that why, okay? And always write it down. Write it down when you're doing great. Write it down when you're slipping. And then you won't slip. You'll catch yourself.
Okay, look, Kimberly has two questions. We'll take the latest one.
Okay.
Well, here's the two. Why do I feel the need to help everyone ever since I learned to speak with my guides? That's one separate question.
Yeah.
The other question sticks with the art thing. Yes, but artists don't really make a lot of money. It's really hard to make a living with art.
I'm going to disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, that's not right.
Okay. In other words, Kimberly, you've got so many cool things to learn. Okay, so the first one was what, Ray? Why she has this urge to help people?
Yeah, now that she's connected, when she's learned how to speak with her guides, why does she have this need to help everybody?
Right, okay, I love it, and here they go.
Because you have a service to others mentality. Even with your art, you believe it's a service you are providing that enhances their lives and your earnings.
Your earnings?
Earnings.
Uh-huh.
As you get better at art or anything you are motivated to do for others, you will find that the more value you bring to others, to the world, to the marketplace that you will automatically be rewarded.
You know, a lot of times what we get caught up in is instant gratification. And I know that you've been doing your art for a long time, but to the degree that you've been doing it, like really doing it, and when I say doing it, I mean you're doing it and you're evolving and it's becoming more and more, all right? And you put it out there and you don't worry about what anybody thinks about it. Just put it out there. Let them see it. Let them show it off. Just let people come back to you. Put it out there so the energy can come back to you. And let that exchange start to speed up. Kimberly, that's what you need to do. And don't question it. What do we have, Ray?
The other question was, yeah, but artists don't really make a lot of money. It's really hard to make money with art.
Okay.
Who told you that? When was the first time you heard the term starving artist? How did it affect you? How did it become a part of your belief system that artists don't make a lot of money? In many countries, artists are rewarded greatly for their talents. Why aren't you an artist in one of those countries? You are not a tree. You can move. How is it that you let this false belief that artists, painters, musicians, sculptors, anybody who deals with something esoteric and many times indescribable, that they don't make any money? We see a lot of starving artists, but it's not because they're not good at what they do. It's that they are terrible business people.
Right. And like I just said to you before we started this one, is you need to take your art, little pieces, parts you're working on, not even finished. Just here, put it out there, get it out there, show it off, get the feedback, get the attention, get the eyes on what you're doing. You've got to get some momentum going, okay? You've got to get them looking and coming back and going, oh, I wonder what she did today. I wonder if she finished that other one. I wonder if, now that's a business approach. You put it out there, you share it with everybody, no one's going to steal it from you. Put it out there, okay? And start getting the law of attraction. Start bringing that energy back to you. That's the law of attraction. You're in the vein of prosperity. You are in the vein of creativity and engaging other people, okay? That's the business approach. You've got to start from somewhere. Forget about the money. Find another way to make money so you can really do this right, okay? And really give it everything you got. And it's the business approach that you take to it that will make you, that'll turn you into a paid artist or not, all right?
Yeah, and a savvy business person.
Absolutely, yeah. So these starving artists, they'll always tell you, oh, I can't charge for what I have. I'm not good. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough because I'm not ruthless. I hate marketing. They all say that.
But okay. They hate sales.
Sales, yeah, salespeople and, all these scummy people. That's how they think about it. And that is so off track. So you'll find that as you're moving through these things, your challenges with yourself, writing it in part 3 so you can see it on paper, You'll see the discrepancy in your own thinking. And where the heck did you learn it? See, that's where this breaks through. And once you break through that and you see what's really going on, you're going to stop thinking those old ways, okay? You're not going to do it. And all this old thinking is going to go right out the door, Kimberly. See, this stuff was learned in part 2, Taking the Journey, chapter 1 through 18. Somewhere in that early life, in Kimberly's early life, she got the wrong information in this world, okay? In this world, you came in with everything you needed. You came in with all your talents and gifts. You just forgot. Now you feel like I'm doing this. Well, it's not really in this world. It's not really grounded. It's not really, solid. Yes, it is. It totally is. It's the most solid thing you have because it's who you are. You just have to figure out how to make it shine in this world, how to entice the people in this world, and how to get them to reach for it. Okay? Okay, what do we have, Ray? Okay.
Do you guys have anything to say?
Okay.
Kimberly, the first time you heard that phrase, starving artist, upset your direction. Here is your business plan. Gradually build your base of fans who love your art. Price it accordingly. Not too much, not too little, just right. Like the porridge.
Like the porridge.
Next, your art has to have a theme that carries through each piece. You can have several themes, but each theme must have a series. Theme A, Piece 1. Theme A, Piece 2. People will love certain themes and want to collect the entire series.
Okay, I love this. Okay, the guides, are they the best or what? Okay, they see what's right for you, Kimberly. Okay, I want to say this one thing. Before I wrote Guided, well, no, I think I was almost finished with it, and somebody I knew said to me, they go, well, you're not going to sell any books, Linda. You're not expecting to do that, are you? You write a book. Not many people buy your book, so, you're not really putting that much into it now, are you? Are you really? And I said, yeah, I am. I'm going all in. I don't do anything halfway. I'm in or I'm not, okay? So I wrote this book, and I let it all hang out. I put it all in there, all right? This person, by the way, won't even speak to me to this day. The book just took off. And she wouldn't even talk to me. I've never even heard from her since the book was published. And I'm sure she watched Amazon and watched what happened. But she believed that you can't make any money at writing a book, or
right,
that you can't sell your book, and you can't, you'll never make it as an author. Never.
Most people don't.
And most people don't. And that's why there's a lot of starving artists too, like with regard to your question, Kimberly, because they believe that.
That's the key word. They believed they couldn't sell their book because people told them.
They believed what they were told in this world, not what you know, not what you feel the urge to do. You gotta follow it. I can't explain. It doesn't always make sense. I am a serious businesswoman. and I did this.
Yeah,
You know?
but if somebody came to you and told you before you sat down to write, and you were going to write your true life story of how many copies the average book sells in its lifetime, not just when it
Ray
first comes
looked
out.
into this.
I'm
Yeah.
also your research man.
You are.
Besides just all this other man things.
I need a tissue.
You need a tissue?
Please.
Okay, the average book
Thank you.
in its lifetime sells 300 copies or less.
Yeah, and so, they get, I just, I didn't follow the rules. I didn't think about what everybody else thought, okay? But that's been my life, you guys. That's how I've lived my whole life.
But what would have happened if you would have heard that from somebody? I mean, you know that now because of all the research we do, and you believe that.
Oh.
If somebody came to you and said, "Oh, Linda, don't waste your time writing a book. The average book only sells 300 copies."
You know what it would have felt like to me? I needed to write this book for me, really. And then it just happened to work out that other people needed this too. Okay, what it felt like, what it would have felt like to me if it was just came at me like this, and see, what I didn't do is I didn't ask everybody for should I do it? What do you think if I write a book? Oh, have you ever written one before? No. Oh, God, you could never do that. That's what I would have gotten, all right? That's what I'm sure most people would get. I never even set myself up for that. Just like my whole life, I never asked people for their advice. I asked these guys, okay? These guys have it. These guys know exactly what's going on, like what they told you tonight. Kimberly, what they just told you. Okay, I want to say this other thing. Boom, it just comes to me. This is guidance coming through, you guys, as it just jumps in, okay? This thing with your art is like building a storyboard for a book or for a movie or for a play. It's like building a storyboard. Can you see this? And what you do is you build these little boxes, and then this would be your theme. Theme is called blah, blah, blah. And you're going to, in this theme, you don't know how many you're going to have in this one theme. You don't know that yet. But it's telling, underneath the art, it's telling a story. It's telling a story that when these people see this part, okay, part 1, part 2, part 3 of the theme, whatever that theme is, they just go, whoa. You could be getting commissioned for doing illustrations for books because they see that you can
tell a story
with your art. I tell a story with my words, all right? You tell a story with your art, but the framework for it is no different. You build the storyboard so you can feel where you want this to go, okay? And there it is. Now, you can sleep on it. You can work with your guides. You can feel it coming through. Follow that urge and start drawing, painting, whatever the medium.
Okay. Kimberly's got another question. What are those themes now is the question. Well, that would be too easy.
Come on. Come on, Kimberly. Okay.
Guys will never tell you what to do.
No, they'll tell you where to look.
Right.
But not what to see.
They gave you the framework. They didn't tell you what to draw, what story to tell.
You know what, Kimberly? It's already here.
Right.
It's your secret. It's your secret sauce. It's you. Okay. Now, taking this into consideration, you took something like a piece of art. A piece of art. Just there it is. A piece of art. Just there it is. All right. And now you made it into a story. Okay, this has now gotten depth to it. It's got mystery behind it. It is something people would buy the series if they really like it. Okay.
Or illustrated books. Okay, I have a question for the master here. What was your motivation? What was your why when you wrote Guided? Because people say, "Oh, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to make a lot of money. Publish it, and I'm going to make a lot of money." What was your why?
Wow, Ray. I can't say I had a why. This is interesting. I was told I would write this book 18 years before I sat down and laid down the first word, all right? when I sat down that one day, just out of the blue in August of 2012, I sat down at my computer and I started writing my story about my life.
From memory.
Yeah.
You just wrote down all the things you could remember in order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I just started doing it. As far as why I did it, I didn't know why I did it until I hit chapter 9. And when I hit chapter 9, I went, first of all, I realized this is the book they told me I was going to write. By then, it was finished. No. Chapter 9, it was still 2012. They told me I would write. And that's when I had the epiphany that this is that book. Then I realized why. I realized that I needed to write this book so other people could heal from the similar things that I had been through, and take the high road in terms of tragedies in people's lives and abuses in their lives and all kinds of nasty stuff that goes on in this world, and how I was able to come out of it unscathed. That was crazy amazing because of this connection I had with my guides. I was learning on a higher level, okay? And I knew that I was still working through something. I was still working. I needed to heal this thing in me. I needed to lay it all down so I could look at it. Okay, this is what this does. My Guided Journey, Part 2, Chapter 1 through 18, flushes that out. That's why I know about this. So why did I do it? I didn't know why I did it until I saw it from hindsight. Once I did it and walked through it, then I could see it. And then when I was done writing it, and I got all these people coming to me about, I want to make this connection to my guides, then I knew I had to write this. This was also why I did it. All right. So this has got the whys and how you make the connection to your guides. This is why they came to me 30 years ago. It's been 30 years since this was originally created, when my guides first came to me, and it was trademarked. It was, trademarked and produced 30 years ago. Now I'm just beginning to see why. With this whole project coming together, I'm seeing why. With Ray in my life, the why is just, there it is. So for me, a lot of times what I see with the why is it creeps up on me. It's like, all I do is follow my guidance, and then I look like this and go, oh, now I see why I did that, why they guided me to do that. And had I not acted on every single step of the way, I would have missed this deal in the big way that it's turning out. All right.
And I think now there's a lot of whys looking back.
Yeah.
Hindsight. The why now is what makes people struggle and suffer in this life is the lack of this connection to the guides. And that's what the book is all about.
That's what Guide is all about.
That's what this book is all about.
Right. Exactly.
That's what the two little books are all about. How to Live a Guided Life, Book 1 and Book 2.
Right. That's exactly right. It's about making the connection. When you have, in my case, I've been connected my whole life. I follow my guidance. And that's why when I look back, I go, oh, I see why. But I wasn't asking why along the way. You're going to stop asking why along the way when you really are connected. You're not going to ask why. You're just going to go that way. You're going to follow your bliss. You're going to lay down your plan. You're going to put it out there. You're going to, I don't want to say marketing. It's not marketing. It's sharing. Change some of the words in your head so you don't defeat yourself like most artists do and condemn yourself for marketing. Oh no, this is sharing.
But if you're going to become an author, besides writing a book, an artist, well, an author.
Oh, okay.
That's the same thing. You better have a platform. You better know technically how to have a platform to show your work,
your stuff,
to collect a list of followers, to communicate,
engage with them,
engage with your fans, sell things on your site,
right?
All of that stuff. you call that being a business person. You have two jobs. You're the artist, that you're the creator, and you're the business person.
And that's this world as you bring them together.
Or you better have the funds to hire those types of people.
To bring these guys in. Okay, so there's two sides to you. You're in this world, and you're from that world.
Right.
Okay, and that's where you brought this talent back into a new lifetime. Right now, okay. Now, how do you really bring this out? Okay, here's another thing, guided. When I was 19 years old, I'm drawing houses on napkins, all right? And I'm going, wow, I think this might be really good. I just would love to see this thing in real life. I mean, standing up physically here, okay, in this world. All I had is this world as I created it. And there it was, and it drove me crazy. I had to bring it into this world so I could see it, walk through it, live in it, feel what I did, and make the changes I changed to do it better next time, and all that kind of stuff. All right.
That's what you did.
That is what I did.
You built it to see, because
that's right.
You couldn't afford to pay anybody else to do it, and you lived in it.
I did.
To see what improvements you could make on the next one,
the next
one,
the
next one.
And it was my yellow brick road that led me to. I didn't think about it along the way, you guys. I just let it guide me. I trusted the feeling. The urge was so strong. It was way past believing in myself. I had to do it. Okay, so Kimberly, get to that point where, you just treat yourself full on. You're going to do this. You're going to lay down a plan. You're going to look back at it. You're going to sleep on it. You're going to have a dream. You're going to get guidance. You're going to get all the help you need from your guides. This world, I wouldn't set myself up to put it in front of the wrong people. Let's put it that way. Put it out to your Facebook friends, and they are going to appreciate you. They're going to go, wow, so many of them would love to do what you're doing. You don't even know that yet.
Yeah, even if you put out, what do you like? 1, 2, or 3? Which one do you like best? You get people to tell you. You're always invested in it, so you always have your favorite, that kind of thing.
Or what kind of story would you tell?
Right.
Then you get feedback and go, well, I think I like that. I could build on that. I could build my theme and my parts with that one. That one seems to resonate with me. So let them inspire you. But if you don't put it out there, you don't have anything to pull from. And worst of all, you didn't engage with your audience. They want to be involved.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, Heather McNee, we're not ignoring you.
No.
She's new, and she has some author questions for the master here.
All right.
Okay. Heather says, hi, Linda. I have a few books in my head, but I'm not sure where to start. And then she says, it's been about 20 years since she's got some of these ideas, and she's been doing inspirational writing, talking to her angels and her guides. Okay, so let's get back to the main question. You have a few books in your head, but doesn't know where to start.
Right.
You know how I would start? I'd lock myself in a room and sit in front of my laptop and start typing.
You just have to do it. And at the same time, Heather, right? At the same time, Heather, when my guides first came to me in 1994, the same month they showed up and I took their photograph in the living room, all right? They told me that I was going to write a best-selling book about my relationship with them since I was a little girl, and they appeared so the world could believe. Kablammy. Okay.
There's your why.
Yeah. I didn't write the book and start writing it until 18 years later because I wasn't ready. I didn't even have the thoughts in my head like what you have. I didn't even have that to go on. I just sat down and let it come through. That was it. So maybe what you need to do is you need to take the books you have in your head, put them over here, get them out of your head, and then sit down and start writing. I didn't know what I was writing when I started writing. and just start writing. Release those notions, those fixed concepts from your head. Let them go. And let the now, the present moment, come through. Okay, what it needs to convey. It knows better than you and me. It knows it's wiser than all of us. It's connected. If you just let it come through, just start writing.
Yep. And you have to learn how to write your pain.
It depends on what you're writing.
If you're writing a humorous book, that probably wouldn't fly, would it? Okay, we have to help Kimberly here one more time.
Kimberly, I love your session.
She's hanging on with bloody fingernails. Two, even though she loves creating, I always feel I'm not good enough. I think the guides told her what?
You know what? Go ahead.
That was a belief system. That was something somebody told you a long time ago.
Kimberly,
you were not good enough.
Part 2 of my guided journey, chapter 1 through 18. Those chapters, you've got to take the journey because these are the hang-ups. This is the program going on in your head. That self-defeating. The people in your life, I want to say that the people in your young life, they believed all that. They had no choice but to lay that on you.
And they made you believe it.
Well, they had no choice but to lay that on you because their lives were affected by thinking like that, all right? So they didn't mean to do it. They didn't mean to drag you down, but that was their world. That's all they knew, all right? So you've got to really release that first. And you're going to see where all this malarkey is coming from. It's malarkey. It's not true.
Yeah, how many families out there have artistic ability and they never did anything with it? And then when one of the children says, I want to be an artist, oh, no, you don't want to be an artist. You're not good enough to be an artist. You'll never make any money at that. And you believe them.
It's really common. I mean, the one person I told just before I published about this, she goes, oh, you'll never make any money at that. You're kidding yourself. Are you serious, Linda?
Yeah.
I mean, she was really sure about it. Okay, really, really sure. And I was about, at that point, I was about 8 months from publishing, maybe 9. And I heard her say this. And so then I went on to Amazon to look at the books that she said she had already authored. She knows what she's talking about. One book had 34 pages in it. That, by the way, that's not a book. That's like a PDF. That's not a book, but they call them books.
Short reads.
Very short. And, okay. So anyway, it's more like something to say where they just wrote, I wrote a book. Okay. Oh, I'm an author. I know what I'm doing. And she did a couple of them. I think she only did 2. And they were both, I mean, they're not selling, they've never sold anything because she didn't believe in it. She didn't believe in herself. She didn't come from the right place when she wrote those books, so there was no interest in those books. By the way, even though Guided took off, there was still a tremendous amount of backwork. Once the fan base showed up, we had to be there to answer their questions. That's how these Facebook Lives came about. Everything we do, you guys, has been because of the fan base, because of you, because of the likes of you. That has made us go that way because we knew we had to fill that hole. They needed to know. And that's how the rest of it showed up. So there's a lot of work to this stuff, okay? I hope you've got to remember that your guides give you guidance. Tonight, Kimberly, you got some great advice from your guides. But you have to do the work. They didn't come here to live a life here. They're here to guide you, but it's you that came here to live this. So you have to do the work. So you have to think it out, and see it there, and sleep on it, dream on it. Let the information come through, let the guidance come through. It's going to come through like blazing guns. You can't avoid it once you open those doors.
Right.
And Heather, when you take those books out of your head, they've been laying there for a long time. Release it and just maybe those books will wind up to be a single book Or maybe those books are now out of date. And it's time for you to let what needs to come through that people really need, okay, that you let the guidance come through and merge with you as you write that book, whatever that is. But don't question yourself. Don't worry about all the things that in this world they tell you, okay? It's all self-defeating.
Yep. Kimberly says, still to this day, people in my family say that I can't make a living with my art. Well, did you ever ask them why they think like that?
Okay, I want to say this to you. My mom spent the life that I knew until I was 16 and I got out of that family with my life. She pushed me in a direction where she meant to defeat me. Okay, absolutely meant to destroy me. And when I got out of that environment, my life just took off. I can't describe how easy it became once they took her foot off my neck and I got out of there, all right? And when that happened, and my life just exploded. Everything I touched I was a success, a stellar success at. My family, my mother and my family, what happened there is my actions and what I did, and I wasn't trying to prove anything. I wasn't trying to, I just followed what it is that I had to do inside me that I knew because I had this connection and I believed in myself, all right? I proved their theories wrong just by living my life authentically, okay? If you just honor who you are, full on, okay, do not hold back, all in, all right? All in. And you do, and you honor yourself, I'm telling you that something really way better is going to work out than you even ever imagined for yourself. And those relatives that are still alive are going to look at you and they're going to be mad at you too. Okay? You're going to have proved their theories wrong. That is insulting to them because they lived their whole life, they burned through a whole life believing that. And the only way they could really hang on to it is making you believe it too.
Right.
Okay. And the minute you break the mold, you break out of that and you let yourself fly and you're free and with that freedom and that expression, you just let it show up and you lay it down. You won't be able to stop yourself. You will be so addicted to your project. Nothing around you could even touch it. Okay?
Yeah. And this is a situation in Linda's life where they just didn't tell her, well, you'll never make any money designing homes because you're drawing on the dining room walls all the time. This is a situation where every week her mother would make her stand on the kitchen table and have all the family members file by and tell you how stupid and ugly you were and you'll never amount to anything. You won't even make a good mother or a wife. And then when you proved them wrong, they were so angry.
They were insulted.
And insulted that you didn't live up to their expectations of you.
So even though you follow your bliss and you honor yourself and you do it all out, okay? And you just follow, you're not trying to compete with somebody, prove anything, you're not trying to hurt anybody. It has nothing to do with that, I know. Don't expect them to think you're wonderful.
Right.
I mean, if one of the things, the motivations you have is, oh, they're gonna love my work. Everyone will love it, so they'll love it too. You will have proved their theories wrong. They're going to have a problem with it. All right. So you may find that your art really cleans out your life. I mean, Kim, take the journey because the secrets are in those early days, and this is how you're going to crack them. And when you do it, you crack through them one time. Come on Wednesdays, pick a chapter in part 2, and let's do it. Let's get through some of these things that are a hold of you. Okay, so you can let that go, and you can be 100% present and honor yourself and do your best work.
These are the same family members, Kim, that if you became a world famous artist, they would be hitting you up for money.
You know, Anyway, I've been down that road, you guys. I got you. I know what it feels like to have them all working against you. All right.
Yeah, they told you all your life
And-
you're never going to make anything at your art, and so now that you're making it, well,
They'll tell you that you got lucky.
you got lucky.
They
yeah.
told me that. They told me, "Oh no, Linda, you just got lucky." And when I, did well, they said, "No, you don't deserve that." I don't deserve it, really. I got lucky and I didn't deserve it. Okay.
You make it look so easy.
Yeah, you make it look easy, and it's just so ridiculous.
But once you stopped telling me what I couldn't do, I figured out what I could do.
But you guys, you can't expect to get kudos from somebody who committed their entire life to believing something that you proved their theories wrong. They're not gonna be happy with that. Okay, so your whole setup, Kim, your whole environment, it'll be. I'm giving you a heads up. And I know you read Guided, you'll know what I mean. I've been down that road. I know what it is. The people who will love and adore you the most are your fans. They're not holding you to a past. They're not trying to get you to comply with what they've wasted a whole lifetime on. And they haven't done that to themselves. They would never do that to you. They have the same hopes and dreams that you do. Okay. You become an example for them.
All right.
You guys, it's been great. Okay, so next week, right here on my Facebook page, Wednesday, and what day is that, Ray? Could you give me the date next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, June the 19th.
June the 19th at 6 p.m. Pacific time, right here on my Facebook page. We're going to take a chapter down, whatever chapter you guys want to work on, in part 2 of my guided journey. Okay, whatever one, Kim, pick one. Let's get this done. Let's break through those blocks and that fog from this world, and the weight and the resistance and all the stuff that's keeping you from being who you are and expressing this magic that you said you described yourself as in this world. All right, let's break through that stuff so that you've got it on. You write it in here and you've got it on the pages, and you move on to the next chapter. And you don't have to start with chapter 1. Start with the chapter that you feel the most energy toward, the one that you feel like would benefit you the most, the one that you really need to get over. Okay, because once you take down one of the chapters that just seems to hang on to you, you can't seem to get through it. Once you take that one down, the rest of them become easier.
Okay.
Watch the video associated with that chapter before you start writing.
That'll help.
That's critical.
Okay.
And that's on lindadeir.com. And it is, when you click on the blog, under the categories, you click on 1, My Guided Journey, and you'll find all 18, actually there's 19 videos in there. Go all the way down to the one that you're going to be working on, chapter, and watch that video before you start. They're 30 minutes to an hour long, depending on which chapter you're in. All right?
Okay, so people are wondering, why aren't there more people here? Because they enjoy what you teach them. And thank you for everything you do. The ones who are ready to hear your message will slowly appear. Just keep doing what you love to do, right?
That's right.
Follow your own guidance. And if you guys want to help, tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends. And we're not worried about the
How many?
amount of people. By the way, you'll see the viewership grow on this over the next 4 or 5 days because of a marketing campaign that Ray has instigated that brings a lot more eyes to what we're doing. There's the business part.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's the replays. A lot of people can't come on Tuesday or Wednesday night when we do these live, and the
Right.
replays come out 2 or 3 days later, and maybe 50, 60 people saw it live, but last week's 600 people
600
watched
people.
it.
Yeah. So you can't just see how quick we jump to conclusions. Catch yourself on that.
Yeah.
That's the wrong way. That just means that you need to take that one extra step so that you get eyes on what you're doing. it's their choice to further that or not. But if you don't do that, then they don't even know you're there, you guys. Okay? Don't take that personally. Don't let this, what's been told here, oh, see, you can't make it as an artist. Oh, no, you can't make any money at that. No, that's not true at all. The artist usually isn't a business person. That's usually what, and they've got this program where they believe what the people have told them. So not being a business person and believing what this world has told them, starving artists. That makes sense. But that doesn't have to happen to you. Okay. I can't wait to see your collection roll out, Kimberly.
Your series.
I know. And Heather, how about that book? Huh? Start writing that book and share little pieces of it as you're writing it with your friends on Facebook, your fans if you have a page. Do that. Make sure you do that. And you will be surprised the people that talk to you about it, that share with you on Facebook about it, because they want to do that too. But they were afraid, just like you. Okay? All right, you guys, we will see you next week and next Tuesday on Facebook, 6 o'clock, right here on Facebook. We're going to be doing Linda's Weekly Guided Insight on the cost of hesitating. So don't miss that one.
Hesitation.
Hesitating.
I know.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times.
And some of this is hesitation with you guys. This is you're hesitating. Ooh, you've got all these people telling you this stuff. Ooh, you hesitate. The cost of hesitating. Don't miss your life.
All that hesitating ends up in compromising.
So come on Tuesday, come next Wednesday, and pick a chapter, and let's do this. Hey, you guys.
Do you guys have a message or not?
Oh yeah, we can close. Okay. We can close it. See that? Ray catches me.
I'll keep you on track.
Okay, you guys. So they're going to close the session tonight about. Tell me the title to this again, Ray. What's the
what and the why?
So
what are you doing? Why are you doing it?
Right. It's not about what you're doing. It's about why you're doing it.
What are you supposed to be doing? Who are you supposed to be? We want you to be who you came into this life as, pure and powerful, with all the gifts and talents you would need to follow your soul's urge to express itself.
Each and every one of us in our unique way. And the more true we are to that, and not worrying about what this world's going to think, or getting advice from the people in this world, the people who have already been damaged in this world, they're already dragging the leg. You're not going to use them as a source, are you? Of course you're not. Okay, you guys, we'll see you next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Same place, same time, same fun.
Same fun. This is fun. That's why we do this.
It is why we do this.
Fun.
We love this.
What else would we be doing?
Oh, man. Okay, Ray.
All right.